Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Market Recap with the Swinging Bull, and I'm joined by LilyStar. How you doing today, Lily?
I'm good, Bull. How are you?
Doing pretty good. We had a short week this week. Market was closed yesterday for July 4th. I hope everyone had a great July 4th weekend. Nice
Oh yeah,
extended three-day weekend with family and friends and barbecuing and all that fun stuff.
all the things that
So
make you happy.
exactly. We gotta be able to enjoy ourselves, or all this is for nothing, right? We gotta be able to enjoy life. But yeah, short week in the market this week. So we kicked off the trading week today, and as you can see, Microsoft was up 1.26%. I always like to recap in the bigger companies that kind of drive the market. Apple up almost 2%, 1.89. Google up 4.41%. Amazon up 3.6, Tesla up 2.55, and Facebook had some gains today, 5% on Facebook.
Yeah, I
So,
did notice that pre-market was kind of meh, and then we dropped even further when we opened, and
yeah,
then it stabilized. And I mean, it's really climbed today, considering like
yeah,
that was a
it,
huge.
it
I mean, I
did.
think it was a huge move considering how far we came down from pre-market.
Yeah, let me go to that SPY chart so we can take a look at it. Yeah, that's exactly what you're talking about here. I
Yeah,
got
look at
some.
that.
Yep. So pre-market was looking kind of grim there,
Yeah.
and just like you said, even when the bell rang, we had a sharp sell-off there right
Yeah,
after
I
the
looked
bell
for
rang.
it to pop off, Bull, and it didn't. So I was totally wrong
Yeah.
with that. I figured,
Yep.
it would downtrend a little bit more, and I was like, okay, it's going to be later on this morning, but I didn't know we were going to move back up like that. I mean, I
Yeah.
think that was a lot for one day.
Yeah. Lots of selling in the pre-market and into the opening bell, and then total 100% retracement from the losses that we took in the morning. So SPY just made a killer run starting around lunchtime, around 11:45 a.m. Eastern, and had a slight pullback around 12:45, which is looks like a nice healthy pullback. Held this 9-day moving average here.
Yep.
Actually, let me turn on the EMAs instead of the MAs. Yeah, so a little bit of a pullback, which I think is healthy, especially with a run like that, and then continued to run for the whole day. And Lily, we were talking earlier that obviously a more recent level we had our eye on was this high in pre-market when
Yeah.
it hit, yeah, kind of wicked up to 381.90s area, and that's kind of exactly where we kind of hit our head on towards the end of the day today. Actually, right after the bell rang about an hour ago, wicked up to well, not so much a wick, a little tiny wick, but 381.99. So I had trouble getting above there. And Lily, we were saying earlier that once we can get above there, this Fibonacci
Yeah.
level that I have plotted out here, we were talking about this 383 level,
Yeah.
and that's basically what this 50% fib level is at, is this 383. If we do have a bullish day tomorrow or green day tomorrow, and we can get above this 383, give or take level here, definitely I'm looking at 385 for the next level for some more upside there.
Yeah, I
So
agree. But we also have to keep in mind, you brought up a good point. We have to keep in mind is the Fed speaking tomorrow.
yes, let me
So
go
that
ahead.
could affect what's happening right now. I mean, if we have a great pre-market, the Fed speaking, or as we approach that,
Yeah.
could be a downfall there or a pullback there. So just be careful and be aware, people.
Yeah, I got the economic calendar pulled up right here, and of course the market was closed yesterday, Independence Day holiday. Tuesday was today. We had a couple of reports come out this morning, factory orders, which were actually up. The previous reading for factory orders was 0.7%, and the report today that was released, factory orders are up 1.6%. Well, I like to see that increase there, especially for factory orders, because that could have some supply chain, issues there
Yeah, we've
with the
been having
trend.
issues with that.
Yeah, so I like to see it. The factory orders are increasing, which could mean that maybe supply chain issues are easing and getting better. Tomorrow, This is what you were asking about, Lily.
Yeah.
We do have the Fed minutes right here, 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. So expect a lot of volatility a little bit before, during, and after this Fed meeting at 2 p.m. tomorrow. And
Yeah,
then
I think pre-market's going to be interesting. Let's see if we hold this and see if we can reclaim the 381 and hold above that towards the 383. If
yep.
so, then I'm suspecting that these little meetings right here, any news that comes out with them could affect it. But we'll see.
Yeah, I agree with that. Absolutely. So yeah, just what Lily was saying. Keep your eye out for this Fed meeting tomorrow at 2 p.m. Expect a lot of volatility then. And then Thursday, we have initial jobless claim numbers coming out. So we keep our eye on the data from that. And then the big one for Friday of this week is going to be the unemployment rate numbers. A lot of people are going to have their eye on that. And then we have some other reports on Friday: consumer credit, non-farm payrolls, that kind of thing. So we do have a lot going on this week as far as economic reports and Fed meetings. So we just want to be very careful when we're trading in this kind of week with all this data coming out this week. As far as sectors that we're running today, communication services leading the pack here. Then we had consumer discretionary. I like to see discretionary sector green because these are a lot of companies that people spend their extra money on. It's not really needs and basic need companies. These are more want companies. People spend their extra money on discretionary stuff. So I like seeing that go green. That's a good sign there for me. And then IT sector had a nice little rebound today after being hammered for most of the year. So it's nice to see IT finally making a little bit of recovery there. That's the top three sectors leading the pack today. Bottom three, we have the energy down 4%. That doesn't surprise me because energy has been doing so well for the past 6 months to a year. Yeah, so a little bit of a pullback on energy is expected because they've just been on a monster bull run this year. And then again, on the bottom, we have utilities took a hit today, and basic materials. Definitely wanted to talk about that sector. That's going to be your mining companies, metals, gold, stuff like that. Something interesting happened with the gold sector in particular. And just wanted to point out that they actually discovered $11 trillion worth of gold in Uganda. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it hadn't been discovered yet. And they
literally,
they discovered $11 trillion in gold in Uganda, which equated to 31 million metric tons of gold. So what does that mean? Well, they just added a lot of supply to the gold by making that discovery. And we all know that when the supply increases, the price is probably going to go down. And that's exactly what happened. I was looking at a gold company earlier, which was KGC. And as you can see from the chart today, when the news broke about the gold discovery in Uganda, pretty much all the gold companies is looking similar to what this chart looks like. A big sell-off because they added a ton to the gold supply by making that discovery, which means the price is going to go down now that we have more supply of gold. I do have a leap position in this company. The expiration date isn't until 2024, so I'm pretty safe as far as time goes. And now that this news broke, I might even add a little bit to the position because it started recovering after the sell-off. It started recovering towards the end of the day, which means maybe we found a bottom there.
And that was KGC.
Yeah, KGC, Kinross Gold. And they're a mining company based out of Canada. So I got a leap option on them, and we'll see how it plays out. I'm going to add to my position probably tomorrow morning.
I'm going to keep an eye on it ever since you told me this news because, gold was already, usually whenever the markets are kind of suffering or whatever, everybody flocks into gold and, other commodities like that. They haven't been doing what everybody anticipated.
Yep.
Especially I don't know about recently, but before, past few months, it was kind of just downtrending,
Yeah.
and really, I was just trying to explain that to everybody. Yes, it is, but it was already increased so much from our bull run. So we're
Right.
kind of waiting for it to figure out where its bottom is. And then I do look for those to do better if our economy and possible recession, we step into those. I look for it to do better. Absolutely. So I like the
Yeah.
fact that you have a leap option on that.
Yep.
But with that news, I'm going to keep an eye on it because I might start legging into these things myself.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I
And
mean,
little at a time. We've got time.
yeah, my expiration date on that KGC leap was 2024. So you're absolutely right. Plenty of time there to add slowly, build the position slowly. That Uganda news of the 11 trillion gold that they discovered made KGC kind of pop out of this channel that it's been trading in here. So I'm going to look for it to possibly, I might add a little bit tomorrow and then look for it to pop back into the channel. And then if we can get to this top trend line of this channel, that's where I'll be taking profits there on the leap.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Good little opportunity there, assuming we can pop back into the channel. And then, and if it, does what it's been doing all year with this channel, it kind of hits the bottom of the channel, then goes up, bottom of the channel, then goes up. So we can easily play this channel as long as it pops back into the channel, and then we can play the upside there. So I like that one. Another thing we were talking about earlier, Lily, was the Google is going to be doing their forward split.
Oh yeah, that's coming up.
Yep, that's coming up in 10 days. I believe the forward split is officially in effect.
July 15th?
Yeah, Friday, July 15th.
Yep.
So, we're going to be keeping an eye on that, on how it reacts to the forward split. Today, Google was up, let's see here, looks like 4.4% today. Let me just expand this up. Yep, there it is there, 4.4% today. So they're going to be doing their split on July 15th. Same thing as the Amazon forward split that we've talked about in the past is I'm expecting a pullback after the split, and that's when I'll probably start accumulating some shares for the long run in my retirement account.
Oh, yeah.
I've been slowly adding Amazon shares in the low 100s. So I'm not adding right now, but anytime it gets down to this red support right here, it's about the 103 mark. I might even be able to move it down a little bit more. I think anything 105 or lower is a good add on Amazon.
I agree.
I actually added twice already on Amazon when it was down here.
I'm not going to lie. I'm hoping we see like between 87 and 95.
I will be adding. Yeah,
and if we do, I'll definitely be adding. But I like adding between 100 and 104. That's my area. And because I am legging in and taking my time, because like I said, nothing's changed in the market.
Right.
So we could slowly decline even more. We could be affected more by other news that could be coming our way. Yeah. So, if we were to get to those areas, I'd probably add a little bit heavier at that time. But this is a long-term thing. I'm not trying to time the bottom. I'm just trying to make sure I'm there for the next time that Amazon, Google, they're all going to reclaim their market cap. It's going to keep continuing to go up. There's so many big things happening with these companies, and they're good companies to be invested in. Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. And I was a little cautious about adding to my Amazon position because on looking at the daily chart here on my screen, somewhat of a head and shoulders started forming, and then I think that pattern kind of got negated today with the gain it had today. And RSI is above 50, which is really good for the strength there with the buyers. So I don't think that was a true head and shoulders. And I think the price action from last Friday and today kind of justified that. It's not a true head and shoulders there. So looking good there for Amazon. Well, that's the thing.
Whenever you are looking at a head and shoulders bull, this is something I'd like to keep in mind because they are, it's an indicator. It doesn't mean it's 100%. But when you're looking at this one right here, if you'll notice that right shoulder is higher than your left.
It is.
So sometimes that'll help you to determine that, hey, we might actually be okay. Yeah. But if that right shoulder's ever lower than the left, that makes me way more cautious.
Yeah, they're almost like a descending Head and Shoulders. That's when it's probably going to be valid.
Yeah, it worries me more, but I do keep an eye
yeah,
on it. And then you have that trend line there. So, I mean, you're absolutely right with what you're watching on that chart.
yeah. No, I totally agree with that. And exactly what you said. We got the left shoulder here, then we got the head. If the right shoulder ends up being higher than the left shoulder, that could be an ascending Head and Shoulders, and that's not going to be bearish. So, and it looks like it's coming to fruition here with this action from today. So, very nice to look at. So, I'll be looking at Google after July 15th for a little bit of a pullback. And
yes.
obviously,
and if you are in Google before that, just want to remind everybody, if you are in Google before that, you'll get 19 more shares with your one. So you'll have 20 shares when the split happens.
Yep.
And some people may choose to do that. I'm not going to personally, but if you do, then I would recommend that you have more money, or you're wanting a bigger position and you're willing to add as the market continues, this volatility it's had and downtrend that we're kind of in. And just see, you can probably add more and have a better average. But it just depends on what your plan is. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely have a plan in place. Don't buy all in at one time. It's we need to be, especially the longer term plays. We need to be able to build those positions slowly, get the best possible average. And then the beautiful thing about retirement positions is a lot of the companies, are going to have dividends, so we can collect some passive income off the dividends while we're holding it. So lots of good stuff there. Just trying to see what some.
What about anything that's happened with Tesla here lately? What was it doing today? I'd love to see a chart.
Let's look at Tesla.
Yeah, I think we had a pretty good climb on it today too.
Yeah, we did, and
my goodness,
that's
a lot. That's a lot.
It is. I actually drew this arrow this morning in pre-market because this is kind of what I was anticipating, and we did have a little bit of a sell-off, but then it ended up doing exactly what I thought it was going to do.
I don't know. That's just too much for me in one day. I don't. Yep. I don't like it for tomorrow or maybe the next day. I just feel like we're going to give a lot back too, and we're going to come back and retest these zones. If it's going to hold and be a true little run, it's going to come back and retest. I can't see the numbers, but I can right there where you're at. I could see it. They're going to come back and retest that probably.
Yeah, I mean today, Tesla made a 50-point move. It hit 648.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, $50 move in one day. Hit a low of 648. And then ended up closing around the 699.
Don't get me wrong. Area. If you got calls on that, I mean, I think we did in Discord as well. If you got calls on that, that's a beauty. And there's a lot of things that were moving like that today. But I don't know about continuation just yet, especially with the meetings that we're going to be having and other news to come. But Tesla, I don't know. I think we have some supply issues with Tesla. And we talked about this morning in Twitter Spaces. We do our Twitter Spaces every Tuesday and Thursday. I don't know if you were listening this morning, Bull, but
I wasn't able to make it.
Oh, that's right. So Mr. Stock Lot Profits, Lee, have brought up another company that has overtaken Tesla when it comes to the manufacturing of EVs. And I didn't know this. I found the article. I posted it earlier in our OTC chats because it's an OTC company. And it's a BYD, Build Your Dreams.
Okay.
The ticker is BYDDY. And actually, it's looking really healthy.
Is this an OTC?
It is an OTC, yes.
Okay, got it.
The past couple of years, I've never heard of it, but I wanted to bring it up. And I'm going to be doing we do our OTC talks on Thursday. I'm definitely going to be digging in this company the next couple of days, and I'm going to be going over this one because I do like it. I want to pull back. But if it's doing that well and taking over and manufacturing that much, even though it is an overseas company, keep that in mind. But they're holding around 79. I think it dipped to 76 this morning. I think it's already back at 80 at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But it could be an opportunity, So I'm going to look into this one.
Yeah.
I didn't even know about that company. And I'm hearing Tesla's having some supply issues and stuff like that. Looks like we had a good day today. I still like Tesla. Not saying anything bad about Tesla.
Yeah, no,
everybody loves Elon.
Yeah, I mean he's got a cult following,
He does.
I was just going over some of the premium alerts that were alerted in the premium section today, and Amy actually had a killer Tesla call.
She
She
did.
alerted, yeah, she alerted the call around 9:45 in the morning. Okay, so it was at the bottom of the sell-off here. If you're looking at my chart, she alerted 70750 calls, and oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, she alerted the Tesla calls at 9:45. They ultimately ended up running over 200% on those Tesla
she
calls.
had a beautiful day with Tesla.
Yep.
I brought it up about the calls because I knew they had done that earlier this morning.
Yeah. And Taylor, our spread analyst Taylor, she had a spread on Tesla.
Was she in? Yeah.
Yep, she got some green on that one, on a credit spread on Tesla. So we had a couple of Tesla alerts alerted in the premium section that did very, very well today. So I'm pretty happy about that. And let's see.
I'm happy that we offer those, different ways of being able to trade the market, because not everybody can afford those, just straight up calls. Right. And the spreads should be a little bit more affordable. You do kind of have a cap on what you can, take as gains or loss, but it's not as much risk. It's a different strategy.
Yeah. Yep, it's defined risk, so we know what the risk is going into it, and it's also defined profit.
Exactly. But you know what? I'll take that profit every day.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. And I was just going over some other premium alerts that we alerted in the premium section. Mr. James Legend had a SPY play today hit for 172% gain.
Yes. And what was really great about that, I don't know if you realize this, Bull, Lee had a SPY put from Friday.
Oh, wow.
This morning, they were banking on their puts. I mean, everybody was so excited this morning.
Everyone was taking profit.
I couldn't keep up with them, but I'm so glad they had a good day. I hope everybody had a good day. But tomorrow, this is a lot of movement for a day, so I'm not sure what we're going to see tomorrow.
Could see a pullback tomorrow. That's absolutely right. I was going over Lee, Mr. SLP's option channel, and he also had a SPY play hit for 119% profit. He had an Affirm option play that hit for 64% profit, and looks like Lee took advantage of Facebook today, and that's going to be Meta. And Lee ended up he called an option alert out on Facebook today. Obviously, it was a call option, and hit for 220% profit. So killer gains going on. It was
an amazing day. And I meant to bring, I don't think I said this about Tesla. Well, did you know that they were talking about possibly doing another forward split in August?
Really? I feel like they just did one like a couple years ago.
Yeah, it wasn't long ago. That's when I got into Tesla. Yeah, I got in there. And that was a long term for me. But they're talking about this, not approved yet. But I think it's around August 4th, August 20th. I can't remember the date, but I know it's August. They're going to have a meeting, a shareholder meeting. And it's going to, is it approved or not? And I think they wanted to do, it's a 5-for-1. I think it was 5.
The last one they did about 2 years ago on August 31st, which is actually my birthday. Tesla did a 5-for-1 split, and it worked out. It worked out great for them.
Yeah, I think this one's 4. Then, if it's not, if 5 was before, I think this one's a 4. But I'm trying to remember. But I just want to bring it up. Start looking at that news. Maybe it's something you want to look into if you're interested in investing in Tesla.
I mean, look what happened when they did their split last time. So 2 years ago, after they did their forward split, they were trading right around the upper 300, maybe upper 300 to 400 level after the split, and ultimately after the split ended up running to over $1,200.
That's true, but we were in a different market. It's just
absolutely.
But keep that in mind. But that was amazing.
History does like to repeat itself, and the last time they did a forward split, and this was after COVID. So again, they ran from almost $400 all the way up to $1,250. So could be a good opportunity there. Of course, anything can happen, like what you were saying, and we were in a different market. But Tesla's not going anywhere. They're going to be in the EV market for years and years to come, and that's some good information you just gave out there, Lily. Do you know when they might be, or they're going to have a meeting about it, right? They're going to have a meeting about it.
Yes, it'll be a shareholder meeting. I don't have the exact date. Apologies, but I just read it probably a week ago. So I want to say it's around the beginning of August, maybe mid-August, but it has to be approved. But they are discussing it. So just wanted to bring that up to everybody to be checking into that. I'm sure we'll get more information the closer we get to August too.
Yeah, and I'm sure the shareholders are going to vote yes, because the Ford split does a couple things. Not only can you get a whole share of Tesla for cheaper, less money now, but also all the options contracts are going to it's not going to be that expensive to get option contracts on Tesla once they do the Ford split. So I'm sure everyone will, the shareholders will probably vote yes on the Ford split, because they're probably looking at the same thing I'm looking at. If they look at what happened when they did the split last time, we could see a nice upward run there if they do it again. So I love it. Yeah, I actually already got Tesla on my watch list, but I'm going to make a note about that potential another Ford split coming up.
Exactly, that would be awesome. So yeah, we're going to check into that. And gosh, we didn't talk the whole time, Bull.
Yeah, it's already 5:30.
It's almost 5:30. I know you got other things you need to be doing, but I'm glad that we get together and we can bring together this market news for everybody. Look at those heat maps, what sectors are moving, kind of to be able to plan what you're going to be trading. Yeah. And then, to always have a plan, not just for your whole portfolio, but have a plan for each trade, everybody. Okay, that's important.
With that. Yeah, have a plan. I mean, just what Lily said, have a plan going in. Know how much you're going to allocate, and definitely not your whole portfolio. Figure out a percentage. Maybe 5% of your portfolio. Be good for a play, and out of that 5%, maybe break it into a handful of buys there, and trying to add at support levels if it's a swing or something like that.
And if it's a swing or a long-term thing, you have time. Just
plenty of time.
Slow down. You have time. We like to leg into things, we don't do I'm going to swing this position and you buy your whole position. I mean, just sit down and think about it. Doesn't make sense to do that, especially if you're swinging it. So I don't know, just tips and tricks. You guys.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, and that goes back to kind of keeping a trading journal too, write down what your entry was, write down how much you're going to allocate total, write down what your stop loss is going to be, write down what your take profit's going to be. And then that way you're kind of keeping it mechanical, and less emotions are going to be involved if you have the plan going in, right?
Preach it, Bull. Yes.
You know it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get ready for Penny Boy University Semester 2 class. I do teach that class every Tuesday night at 6 p.m.
You're a really good teacher, by the way.
I appreciate that, Lily.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah, I mean, we got a great education program at Penny Boys, 22 class education about stocks and options, and I just love teaching it to people. So, you got any final thoughts?
Nope, I think that's it for me. I'm going to do some research on the company that's competing with Tesla, or maybe taking over Tesla right now, the BYDDY, and I'll be talking about that on my OTC talk that we do on Thursdays at 4:00. So that's what I'm looking at this week.
Glad to hear it.
All right, guys, have a good one. Trade safe.
Yep. Just a reminder, me and Lily do this every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern. Just a quick little market recap for everyone that tuned in. But other than that, we'll see you guys next Tuesday at 5 p.m.
Thank you, guys.
See ya.